Yes, guys, it's your boy Cam, CTB, Cam Does Boxing. Gervonta Tank Davis, fight week. He's had some trouble in the last week or so, but the fight's going ahead. Are you excited? I certainly am. Let's talk about it. Yes, guys, let's go straight into it. Gervonta Tank Davis will be fighting Hector Garcia on Showtime pay-per-view in Washington, DC this Saturday, January 7th. Look, it's good news that the Tank fight is going ahead, because obviously I don't want to go too much into it, but obviously there was some trouble in Tank's personal life last week. He got arrested for domestic violence. The mother of his child has now come out denying it, and yeah, that's that really. But let's talk about the fight. I think it's an interesting fight. It's a decent fight for a tune-up, because obviously he's supposed to be fighting Ryan Garcia next. That's another topic to discuss, whether that's actually going to go ahead or not. Hopefully it does. But yeah, he's a game component. He's a opponent. He's a world champion at super featherweight. And that's the key thing, super featherweight. He's a 130 pounder, but he is a big 130 pounder. I would say that. He's a southpaw, and he's not the hardest puncher. He's got 10 knockouts out of his 16 fights. He's undefeated. He's 16-0, and for me, I've watched him against Chris Colbert. I've watched his last fight against Gutierrez. I've watched a couple of his fights. And from what I've seen of him, look, he gets hit a lot. I think he does like to slug it out at times. He does like to throw combinations, and I think he's really open to the counter. And you know, Gervonta Davis is a great counter puncher, and he can put your lights out like that. So for me, it's just, I honestly think he's tailor-made for Tank Davis. I think look, he has been dropped as well. He got dropped in that, I can't remember the fight. It was, I think, the one in 2021, last year. I just think he's tailor-made for Tank, honestly. He's a good name on paper. Obviously, that win against Chris Colbert was amazing because he was put in last minute, and Chris Colbert there was a lot of hype around him, and Hector Garcia came out of nowhere and dealt with him. So that was a great upset, kind of, yeah, and yeah, it just brought a lot of eyes to Hector Garcia. Hence, he's got this Tank fight now. For me, where I see Hector Garcia maybe getting some success is, number one, Tank hasn't fought a southpaw since 2018, so it's been just over 4 years. So Tank might not figure him out straight away. Hector Garcia might get some time to win some rounds. He might get some rounds in the bank, because you know Tank Davis can be a slow starter at times as well. So, and then I guess that's the thing. Hector Garcia is coming up a division, but he is naturally he's got some advantages over Tank in terms of his height, but even his reach is similar. And for me, I see it going one way, Tank knockout. I think it will be between 6 and 12. I'm going to go round 7. I think it will be back and forth at times. I think Hector Garcia will win a couple of the early rounds, just because Tank needs to adjust to a southpaw. He'll need to figure him out. But look, this is a decent fight for Tank, but it's not the fight we really want. We want the Ryan Garcias. I'll give Tank the benefit of the doubt. That has been made for April, supposedly. And look, we want him against the best. We want him against Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, perhaps at 140, Lomachenko. Look how long that's been delayed now. Tank's ducked him for ages, or Mayweather Promotions were ducking him. I think that's one positive. Look, Tank's no longer with Mayweather Promotions. He's doing his own thing, and maybe that gives us optimism. That gives us a reason to be more optimistic about the big fights happening for Tank. So I'm predicting a Tank knockout. Let me know what you think, guys. I think it's going to be a statement knockout, adding to his highlight reel. And yeah, I just think Hector Garcia doesn't hit hard enough. I think he doesn't have a good enough defence. And I just think yeah, he'll fall onto one of those left hands. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what your prediction is for Tank v Garcia, and yeah, I'll be back with another video. I can't even pronounce her name. Talking numbers on the phone while I'm getting brains. Switch